All right,
Fantastic.
Next up, we've got Nate Bias and Doof. Nate Bias, another Pittsburgh local, so eventually we'll get the inevitable Pittsburgh versus Pittsburgh team kill match. But for now, it's someone from Team Philly versus a Pittsburgh local. Nate has been playing since, I believe, right after the first Dahn right in 2022. Scary player to play against on anything in the lower range. I think the way that Nate's been learning how to play DDR from scratch is MFCing every lamp from the ground up. So MFC 1, MFC 2, MFC 3. Nate is up to a 12 MFC on alone of all charts. Like, the last thing I'd want to try to grind an MFC on, but Nate is it's just got a lot of those like machine records on lower level charts. So just very, very, very accurate dialed in.
Yeah, that's a formidable way to learn. Like, I think Doof has taken the more traditional route of, pushing uppers, learning timing a little more on lowers. I remember Dahn right last year, he was still like upset with trying to make progress on 14 PFCs, and this year he's just raking them in.
Oh yeah, definitely. And they've also been playing a lot of Pump It Up too, so I think that crossplay of being, learning how to cross really well and like playing physical stuff really, really translates over pretty well. Duke's definitely a very, very strong player, so it'll be pretty interesting depending on the card draw how they do.
Oh, across world in Cleopatrism.
Ooh, it's interesting. Duke protecting a 13 against Nate is not what I would have expected. Nate with the across world protect for song 2. That's on the harder than a 14. I actually don't know Nate's score on that, but I would not be surprised if Nate's been practicing that one.
Yeah, across world is infamous. In particular, there's just some very fast, almost but not quite drills.
Yeah. And then if they need it, they'll go to Cleopatra's song 3, which is even harder. So I think definitely as the set goes, I think the game plan here for Duke would be to win at least one of the songs to go on Cleopatrism, because I think as you go higher up the difficulty, Nate's skill falls up a bit. But if you're Nate, you want to close in on the 2 early parts of the draw as early as possible. So it'll be really interesting. I think song 1's going to tell us a lot about the sort of like the tempo of this set.
Yeah, I'm especially curious. You mentioned Doof protected it. I wonder if this is something that he's practiced a lot. I don't remember seeing a score for it, but he's been making a lot of progress along a variety of avenues.
Yeah, I would be worried for them just because I think a lot of what Nate likes playing is especially old DDR songs, things 13 and below, so we'll see how it goes. There's warming up right now on pretty friendly 13. Just get locked into the window.
Yeah.
Nate with the double steps. Wow.
It's putting a lot of effort into those double jumps there too.
Yeah.
You can see him lifting a good several inches off the pad here.
I think he treats every note as a one-note chart that he's trying to MSD. Like putting his all into every single note.
Yeah. That's one of those pieces of advice that you get when you're really working on timing is treat every arrow as the arrow to hit.
Yeah. All right, Nate with a... Wow.
Wow.
So,
yeah.
Yeah. so that's Nate for you. He'll... yeah, he punches way above his weight in stuff in this range. It's pretty ridiculous. So we'll see if that translates into the actual match itself. But yeah, pretty optimistic start for Nate here. Especially not having played all day, whereas you actually don't played in one of the crew battles earlier, so both of them have played earlier.
Yeah. Yeah, for those of you who have just tuned in, we started the day with some crew battles. I think Nate was one of the Zoomers, and Doof was in the Philly crew.
Yeah. All right, so Nate has 12 on this, so I don't know how many perfects Doof has on that flag. I'm going to assume it's more than 12, just because it's a 998 flag, not a 999 flag. But it's a bit of an uphill battle here for Doof, but we'll see how it goes. Song 1, Paranoia Rework, a classic.
Well, as they say, this is why we play the matches. Anything can happen when you're actually going through the song.
Oh, absolutely. Wow, Nate's really stomping those jabs.
Yeah, so this is an older song. It was one of more or less the boss charts of the time, mostly for being very quick, requiring a lot of movement relative to other charts in the era, and especially the little mini jacks, if you will, hitting the same arrow twice. In the early days, that was kind of where tech ended, more or less. But this chart goes hard on those little choke points.
Absolutely. All people seem to be handling it pretty well, though. Nate obviously with a bit of a lead here, but definitely not anything insurmountable.
Yeah.
Wow, these quarter notes are so loud from this Nate over here.
Starting to think he just likes doing that. And it was nice trying to put up a fight with the bass there.
Yeah. All right, about a 24 EX lead for Nate here. Let's see if Duke can do anything about that.
All right. Nice clean work on the jacks there. Both of them double stepping their way to victory through that anchor.
Will we see the PSC from Nate? I think we might.
Yep.
Very nice.
Solid.
38-point gap.
Fantastic
My goodness.
work.
18. Just a beacon of consistency on these lower level cards. So that's the first song for Nate.
Yeah. A solid effort from Doof, too. Let's see if maybe he can get some more perfects off of Nate with a little bit of a difficulty bump here.
Yeah, so this is, interestingly, at least judging by the money score, Duke has a more solid command on this one than Nate, which I guess makes more sense. This is kind of like, you know, a harder streamer 14, which is not really Nate's wheelhouse. Interesting that they've kind of, you know, at least in my opinion, protected kind of like the thing that the other player wants to play most. But, I mean, you know, sometimes the card draw does that to you.
Yep. Yeah. It's part of the fun of the meta is that you just have to work with what you get.
Absolutely.
And that means you have to be prepared for anything or very lucky.
Yes.
And ideally both.
Yes.
So across world here, in terms of the charting, aside from the almost drills we talked about a bit, there isn't anything especially difficult other than the sync is a little weird, it's very fast, and you can absolutely blow out on those 16th patterns if you're not
also the jumps
careful.
as well.
Yeah.
All right, song 2. Ooh, Duke's opting to mirror the chart, so showing definitely is playing some familiarity with how they like to play the chart. Ooh, player's struggling a little bit on this jump. Yeah,
Duke's still ahead by a little bit.
Like an 11-point lead.
Yep. It's another one of these charts where it tends to be very weighted in a couple little sections. So since we're going by EX score where you get 3 points for every arrow you hit marvelously, you make or break your entire score on these 16th runs, more or less. Yeah. So that, I think, is going to be the real determinant of how this match goes.
Absolutely. Nate rushing the first 16 run of it. Let's see how this next big one goes.
Oh,
wow. Nice. Really well done from Duke.
Yeah, they both got misses in there, but I think Duke was just all marvelous through there.
Which is what you want to see in an EX4 tournament.
Yep. Yeah, you trade 3 perfects for 1 miss.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Ooh, a little bit of spillage from Duke there. Let's see if Nate can do anything about that.
Yeah.
All right. The ending decidedly easier than the rest of the card, so let's see if Nate's MA can lock in here.
At this point, it's just going to be chipping away a little bit on either side.
It's hit by 2. My goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right.
I've never seen this part of the chart decide a match before. Let's see. And Nate Bias takes it by 5. What a roller coaster of EX throughout that one.
Yeah.
Shout out to Duke for putting out a valiant effort. Really displaying a mastery of the streaming parts of the chart here.
Yeah, honestly, that was a fantastic pick for him, too.
Oh, yeah.
Is this, you know, the reason we play the game.
Yeah.
Those intro jumps are killer.
Now, of course, given that this is a waterfall pool format, both Doof and Ceiling Fan we lost earlier are still very, very, very much in contention for winning more and potentially even moving out. Whereas our 2 heroes from Pittsburgh or excuse me, our 2 players from Pittsburgh. I shouldn't introduce any bias in there. Our 2 players from Pittsburgh are currently at 1-0 right now, so it'll be interesting to see them face each other, potentially to see who makes it out of the pool. I'm really sad we didn't get like A20 plus music as a system music.
Yeah, Konami owes us.
Yeah, exactly. Who do you think made the music for this mix? My theory is that it was like Sion, just because you got some like the wub dubsteppy sounds in there, which Sion is known for. That's just my theory.
Yeah, like on the music select especially.
Yeah, and the score screen.
Like this?
Yeah.
Just, you could see a pretty beefy 14 to that.
Yeah. Okay, we're going in the 13th folder, so definitely favorite move here. We got
Ooh.
which on the group radar has a lot of freeze.
And ironically, shocks.
Yes. Nate's got a pretty interesting shocker for him. I mean, you could probably infer, based on how like violently he steps on some like order 8 notes, he like leaps over like shocker, that's at least what I've seen before.
Yeah, he was getting some serious airtime just on the jumps on Paranoia Rebirth.
Yeah.
So, I'm excited to see how this is. Have you seen Ceiling Fam hit any of the shock charts so far?
I have not.
Yeah, because shocks, especially in this version, are very strict. So
Oh yeah.
you really need to hone in on the form, especially for the shock patterns where you have like step, shock, it becomes critical to hit as lightly as you can without missing.
All right, a little bit of nasty judgments in the sort of Gallopy intro there, but let's see how they adjust.
Yep. Yeah. No surprise there. They're both past their free warm-up.
Both of them handling the syncopation pretty well here, and the shocks. Neither of them have hit a shock yet. I was worried that was going to cause one to trigger. Nate up by 11 here.
And it's such a chill song, too.
Oh yeah. NC, Energy Factory, trance type songs are always enjoyable in that way.
Yeah. Could almost lull you into staying on the pad just a little too long. Oh. Yeah, see Ceiling Fam just +3'd on his PD for not hitting a shock.
Oh yeah.
Very good. And, you know, like at the end of the day, someone's going to win this in the sense of getting a higher score, but we always love to see people do their best and get a crowd behind them and amped up.
Definitely. A bit of a rough spill there from Ceiling Fan, which ends up deciding the match. So Nate takes song 1.
All right.
All right.
Good job.
15-3, no shot pops. This is I'm assuming this is Nate's protect, which would be, a pretty strong one. Oh,
Ceiling Fan.
News update. We got the freeze protect from Ceiling Fan actually. So interesting. So, Trip Machine Climax on Nate. Get ready for some fat jacks. Get ready for some crispy MA. Get ready for some loud stepping. Maybe louder than our commentary. Unless I yell in excitement.
Might even be louder than the bass.
Yeah. And song 3 we got Sweet Sweet Magic again. That one just keeps popping up in here. Interesting. So Nate with 18 on this. My goodness, is that a nasty score. And Ceiling Fam with a few grades, a pretty respectable score.
Yeah.
So we'll see how this goes.
Solid AAA.
All right, let's see if any of them get got by the super early chart start.
The sort of bass you can taste.
Oh no. All right, just the first hold, it's good.
Yep. Yeah. The real harm there is that in EX scoring, of course, hitting a Marvelous gets you 3 EX, but holding a freeze also gets you 3 EX, so missing a freeze is -6 out from the gate.
Which is a lot for the chart, considering that ATB is 12, but again, anything can happen. Ooh, Nate commandingly handled those 16 clears. Ceiling Fam slipping up a little bit, but still going through.
Is definitely comfortable with the chart in general. Might just be all of these matches starting to weigh down. Oh.
Both players ripping the 12th note jump.
Very
Nice.
crispy triplets. Pad Mike is getting its day in the spotlight here.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's still coming through more loudly through the muffling on the ear set than on the mic.
Yeah. Looking like Nate's going to take this with a commanding lead.
Yep.
All right.
Nicely done.
What was that? What in the world? I believe that is Nate Bias's first 14 SDP, or either first or second, in a tournament setting. 14 SDP in Tier 3A by HD. That is crazy.
Doof up here to give him a congratulatory hug.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Nate having a field day right now. Of course, 35 and change from Ceiling Fab. Nothing to sneeze at either, but my goodness.
Yeah. It's impressive. You always know something exciting has happened when people start crowding around the cab right after the song ends.
Or something horrible, but in this case, something exciting.
Yeah.
Wow. My goodness. I'm having to restrain myself from cheering for my friend here. We've got Nate versus Pat. Both of these players with pretty opposing skills. Ooh.
Yep. Oh, Star Trail for the first song. That's such a good chart. What a great chart. Fantastic chart, no notes.
Okay, so talking to Pat Ball, his strategy going into this card draw, as many 15s as possible, as few 13s as possible. We've got all 13s here, so
oops.
Definitely, you know, Pat probably not very happy about this card draw. Nate definitely loving this card draw, but again, anybody's game. We'll see how they go here.
Yeah. Star Trail in particular, it's, I think, a very fun 13, relatively straightforward, but you have to be confident in either your crossovers or your double stepping, and you have to be ready for that half tempo section in the middle.
Yes. Do you know what BB Stream was like? I actually don't really know that first.
Honestly, no.
Okay.
I mean, it's DJ Toto, so it can only be a banger, statistically.
Yeah, I mean, Nate kind of lives and breathes in the sort of like hidden gems, I call it, of like the 13 and below folder. So like, it's not surprising that he picked something that like, you know, I don't know, you really don't know, and maybe Pat doesn't know.
Yeah. Well, we know who the true DDR enjoyer is of us all then.
True. All right. I'm very excited for this one.
Honestly, I'm just excited about Star Trail. It's so great. What a wonderful chart.
Yeah.
It's like, if anybody you know has not played it and they physically can, insist, please.
Also great song. Just Nato in general, just a very, very, very talented player.
Yeah, really there's a whole like sub-scene that someone else is better qualified to talk about, but like all the Japanese EDM artists.
Ooh, the rare 13 sight read from Nick. I am a little surprised he's never played this 13 before.
Oh, that could absolutely work in Pat Ball's favor, because that, you know, the speed change in this comes on actually really suddenly. Like often the meta of DDR songs is often that you can kind of hear that the percussion or backbeats are like amping up and then you go, or like starts to pull back and then you go slower. But this, it just segues directly from this into that, but half speed.
Yeah.
So if you don't know what's coming, you will not catch it.
Absolutely. All right, song one. Right before this match, we got a really nice tight hug from them. Really nice to see the camaraderie. I think no matter who wins this match on paper, I think Pittsburgh wins for having two really, really cool, really, really strong players here. Oh wow, no problem for either player there.
Yeah. Admittedly, it's common for DDR songs to start out half speed and then, you know, ratchet up on the first note. So, good call on Nate for picking that up. Like, you know, maybe he's seen the chart before or something, but...
Yeah, he's played the 9, so that might make sense.
This section is fantastic to play with all the crossovers as written.
Yeah.
Looks like they're both double-stepping most of it, but you know, if you're just playing for fun at home, please do the crossovers. They're great. Love them.
I played the 5th. Looks like Nate's up by a little bit here, about like 10 or so, 11.
Yep. And here we go. Little bit of a breather.
All right, both players going into the slowdown very nicely.
Yep. Okay, Nate for sure knows this.
Nate's stepping with authority on this one. Ooh, a bit of a slip up there.
All right. This is also one of those 13s with just so many notes. So there's still plenty of opportunity for Pat to pull ahead if he gets a shot.
Ooh, some flippers from Nate.
Oh, yep.
Oh, some race. That's going to be a nail biter, folks.
Oh. Tie going into the last
Don't look
hole.
at the scores. Don't look at the scores, players.
I can't look.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Incredible.
Wow.
Hold.
Dude.
Great. Okay.
Wow, that protect really paying off for Passive. You know, making the best out of a situation of, you know, sort of not ideal difficulty draws. Really paying off for Pat.
Yeah, that's incredible. That's why you know, learn how to play the meta a little bit.
Yes. All right, so we're going to song 2.
Ah, yeah, okay. This preview is familiar.
Okay, so both players are familiar with this.
Yep.
The machine record is by Laplace. Shoutouts to Laplace Fox. They are formerly a Pittsburgh native, but moved out after 2021. You know, I don't think they play much nowadays, but they were definitely like a pretty formidable DDR player. I think they're actually around the level that Pat Ball was now. So shoutouts to Laplace. Hope you're doing well, buddy.
Yeah. I gotta call out, it's cool that Nate has a so-called fake PFC on this. That's, you know, a community term for when you get a score with 3 9s that is not a PFC.
Yeah.
Reason for that being the score system is such that the max you can get is 1 million and a perfect is minus 10 points. So by definition, every PFC is going to be at least, you know,
Well, most PFCs. There's some 998 PFCs.
Yeah.
There, but yeah.
I was gonna say like at very, very worst, 990.
Yeah.
But statistically, if you look at a 999 anything, you're almost certain
Yeah.
it's a PFC, and then you can subtract that from 1 million to figure out the number of perfects.
Yeah.
They've encoded 2 different systems into this one number, but one great will cost you like, you know, 40% of one arrow, which... Oh, this is an adorable background, too.
It is. Also, the song's pretty cute, too.
Both of them losing their marvelous combo through the intro, but holding on for it so long. That's a good sign that they both got the sync down.
Definitely. He's stomping so hard through these 8 notes. My goodness. I mean, it's paying off with how well he's blocking into the 8. He's got Gallop pretty well.
Yeah, just a little bit of fiddling on the gallops here for Pat. And especially with an opponent like Nate where every perfect is going to count. That's just a little scary to see. Like, he's doing a great job of it.
Up by about 20 right now for Nate.
Yeah, just it looks like Pat's been just getting a lot of little fasts here and there. That's really the brutal thing about EX score is that, you know, the way you might think about DDR is that, oh, you miss an arrow and that's terrible, but you miss an arrow that's the same as getting 3 perfects.
Yeah,
Like-
that's where Nate's like very all or nothing play style. Like either Marvelous or Miss really pays off in the EX context.
Yeah, you can see here is up by about 47.
All right. Really good protect from Nate.
Yep.
Definitely something familiar with right there.
Yep, ends with a 39 and a
Wow.
third song.
My goodness. 11 and 4. Now that's an EX score tournament type score. if I've ever seen one.
And
Very
he's
nice.
just not letting Pat get any opportunity to pull ahead.
All right. So now song 3. going to downer and upper expert 13. I remember this being a pretty tricky.
Yeah, it's tricky mostly because the rhythms are syncopated, but not in a way that quite matches the song.
Yes.
This is the song, like, you hear it and you think, oh, this must have, like, some cute little swing gallops in it. No, it's all straight 16th notes.
Yeah.
And you have to be prepared for that. Like, if you're an auditory player, this will try to shank you.
Yeah.
You just have to avoid that consciously.
Looks like Pat's got a 39 perfect TFCPD. Nate with a handful of grades. Don't really know the perfect count here.
Yep.
Honest to God, or honestly, seeing Pat's performance on Star Trail here, I really think this could go either way.
Yeah. Like, ultimately, it's going to be a consistency battle. And, you know, that favors Nate on the fundamentals. But
Pat offering a mirror this time. So upper and downer for Pat.
Yep, so far Nate is keeping that consistency, just not letting up at all.
Yeah.
It's one of those charts where there's not really any surprises. Like, ultimately, you're going to win or lose on fundamentals, and that's a rough spot to be in when you're playing against Nate.
Pat's certainly not going down without a fight though.
Yeah. I'm really curious to see how it goes once we get into the syncopated section a little later. Actually, yeah.
Players handling that pretty well.
Nice and crisp. Very good.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, Pat
Looking like
for
up by
sure.
about 30 right now.
Yep. Pat is definitely comfy with this rhythm, though. Yeah, you can kind of hear the pad smacking on those arrows getting Marvelous is just a little ahead of where the song is.
Yeah.
All right. Well done.
Bias takes it, winning the match, moving out of tier 3A, 3-0. I swear, every tournament I see Nate go to, Nate crushes the pool and just reaches new heights I've never seen before. I'm really excited to see where they go in the next few years because they are on a rocket ship trajectory right now. 14 SVP.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
And you know,
All right, so we got Kinfante versus Nate, the winner from Pool 3A. These protects are pretty interesting here. They kind of speak to the skill sets of both players.
okay. Yeah, I thought that Kinfante, he must have played a little earlier with the Ohio, Michigan. Or, no, never mind.
New England, Michigan.
New England, Michigan.
Yeah. I believe from Michigan, Kinfante is wearing the Midsummer Melody jersey, another tournament from Michigan. So Kinfante protecting Da-Da-Da-Da. Really, really notorious for being just super jack heavy, super sensitive training.
It's a declaration of war almost.
Yeah. Nate protecting SEO Diary DDR mix. Very, you know, really up Nate's wheelhouse of like the kind of lower MA. So
Absolutely,
this will be a nail biter for sure, especially if it goes to Rapungi A. So they're warming up with New Gravity. I don't know if it's going to pick the 12 or the 14. I'm assuming the 14 given the concept of the tool. Oh.
Both.
Wow. Yes.
Wait,
Yeah.
that's illegal.
So,
Got some Kinfante chains. Wow. Fans in the chat. That's how words work.
Yeah. So I guess Nate doesn't really need the physical warm-up, given that he played in a pool prior. Whereas Kinfante, I guess maybe he's a bit more of that physical warm-up. Nate just kind of needs to reach up to the window, which he's doing so brilliantly here.
Yeah. Oh, that's exciting too. Fringe benefit, seeing how far he gets with a Marvelous combo on this chart. Yeah, Kinfante is one of the players that got kind of thrown into doing a crew battle without a warm-up and rocked it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I didn't know the name, but has made a positive impression just from earlier today. Excited to see how it goes.
like looking at the facial expressions of the players playing. Nate is just like basically like gritting his teeth, like really trying to slam every single note. Infante, I think, looks a bit more reserved on these, just like focusing on like conserving and moving as fluidly as he can. Pretty commanding gold combo on this 14 here.
Yeah, in a certain sense, it's impressive stamina just to like not look like you're going all out.
Yes.
Just nice, calm, controlled. Beautiful.
All right. Got about a 260-point lead for Infante here. Ooh, wow. Oh my God. That's a Nate. That's a Nate score.
Infante giving him props there.
All right, this will be exciting. Kind of paints a picture of where both of them are at right now.
Yeah.
Nate's dialed in. Infante is moving fluidly.
Yeah. I'm excited to see how da-da-da Etsy goes, because I think, you know, protecting this is a declaration that you know what you are doing and you are ready to do it.
Yes.
Because this chart will absolutely screw you up if you are not ready.
Oh yeah. So no PB on Infante's card here. It's a little bit hard to see what his like prior bets on this, but I mean, if you're going to protect this, you better know what's going on.
Yep.
Nate's a pretty respectable 964K. Definitely, you know, knows what he's getting into, so we'll see how he goes through with this.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see if the two of these players jack or flip switch everything here.
Oh, yeah. I know what I would bet on. Oh, yeah, absolutely, for sure, J-Boy. Like, that's...
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, it's probably a better pick than not.
Oh, kind of messy intro for both of them. Nate with the early lead, but let's see if he can hang on to it with some of these more stringy sections.
Yeah, you know, this is a great 16 because it's very much, it has its gimmick, but it also is going to just make sure you are keeping very crisp on all of these 16s. So even if you get a really bad run on the jacks or foot, you know, on the triplets, you're still looking at pulling forward if you can keep clean on all of this.
The paddle testers.
Yep.
Still pretty neck and neck. I think Infante right now.
Yep. Ooh. Yeah.
I think it'll definitely come down to how both these players handle the jet section.
Yep. Yeah, it's pulling back ahead a little bit. All right, sing along now. Actually, don't do that.
Both players opting to flip switch it.
Yep.
I think Infante with a little bit more proficiency here. Makes sense given the protect. But Nate's still trying his darndest for sure.
Yeah, that first set was rough, but got a lot more confidence on the execution on the last sets.
Yeah.
That got him a solid lead. That was investment well spent.
I think Infante's going to run away with this one here. Taking game one.
Well done.
All right.
The fantastic strategic pick.
Now we go to Akira's Diary. That's
Yep.
streaming purposes.
Oh, Transforbian, fantastic username.
Awesome name.
Guessing from context that the one that's not Nate is Kyle.
I think so. Unless Nate's just using someone else's name as his tag. All right. Song 2. Akira's Diary. Let's see.
All right. Nice, calm, breezy, just good vibe kind of song. Yeah. If you start that up on your right foot, you will get wrecked.
Yeah.
Both of them knew to watch out for that, though.
Can't confirm I've gotten wrecked on that before, but both of these players showing great mastery of
Yep. Oh, yep. Basically neck and neck, but you know, that little bit of upper stamina grit might be enough to push Infante over the edge here. Oh, it's scary close.
Wow, one.
All right.
Nate with the hair of a lead.
Yeah, this is such a nail biter because just every perfect really matters here. You know, a lead of 15 will still vanish in the next 8th run.
Oh yeah.
If you're not paying close attention.
Widening the lead a little bit here, but like you mentioned, it could very easily go away very quickly.
Yep, then we got these.
Rushing it. Very nice.
Very nicely done, yeah. Solid foundation on both players here, just marvelousing their whole way through this. Of course, that means the lead's not changing, but so it goes.
I mean, if that's Nate, that's what you want to see.
Yep.
See if he can close it out.
All right, last few drops here.
Wow.
Well done.
With a 70-point difference on that. 45 and 2. I believe that's a new PB for Nate.
Yeah,
That's very good. Also, Confante with the flag, very good as well.
yeah. You know, it's a classic. One of those 14s. Like, it is not a free PFC by any means. You have to be paying very close attention to everything that's going on.
Definitely.
That's it. See you
Now we're
next
going
time on the
to
dance floor.
Song 3, Roppongi Evolved version A.
I never remember which one that is.
I think it's like the most straightforward out of the 4. Hit late.
Yeah.
Do you know what the sync on Natsuru Diary is in comparison?
I want to say that it's a hair early,
Okay.
but
That
I
was my
honestly
guess
can't
as well.
remember.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yep. It is the one that doesn't do anything.
Yep.
Fantastic summary. Thanks again.
Alright. So, definitely not as much stuff to trip up Nate in terms of the foot switches or the jacks and da-da-da-da, but definitely a lot more screens that he'd like to see in something like
Yeah.
So,
I think
Yeah, like
Roppongi A very much favors Kinfante here.
Yeah.
Just, you know, you have your rest breaks, but then you have 170 BPM 16s on both sides of it. And it does not let up in those periods, so, you know, just one little slip up can absolutely cascade. And of course, I think everyone's familiar, but if not, Roppongi Evolved, part of the Evolved series. There are 4 versions that each have an identical first half, roughly, and then diverge wildly in the second half. We just happened to pick the one that is the most straightforward in the back half. So you're mostly just looking for more of what you see in the intro.
both players handling the kind of tricky, ambiguous beginning pretty well here. Both players also, I think, walking into the pretty late sync on this.
Nice. Tied so far. Yeah. Nate's up by a hair, but now it's going to get hairier. Oh, he is putting so much energy into following those patterns. But that gave Kinfante a good opportunity to pull forward because, you know, the tricky thing about 16ths is that it's really easy to feel like you have to push yourself harder to hit them, and it ends up just slowing you down.
Ooh,
Yeah.
wow, that is neck and neck here.
Beautiful.
Wow. All right.
Made up all that difference.
Jeez, too close to call.
We love to see it.
A little bit of a respite here. Much appreciated by both players, I'm sure.
Back into the rocket. Yeah, the X is rolling in pretty quick, but Fonte, yeah, they're pulling,
Yeah, that's a like 3.
they're kind of alternating perfects through this section. Oh, it's going to be scary when oh no. Yeah, Fonte pulling ahead on these 16s.
Looks like Kinfante's gonna take it.
Oh, it looks like he's found a weakness in Nate's armor here.
Yeah, very nicely done for Kinfante. Shoutouts to Nate for having such a strong showing, even though moving up from another pool.
Yeah, incredible MA player.
Yeah.
But Kinfante just really showing him the consistency on this chart. Like that, ooh, you live and die by the 16th runs in the Roppongis.
Yeah, let's see if he's spent enough stamina on that where it affects his play on the rest of the pool.
Remember, this is the kind of cab I play on at back home in Seattle, and that's always felt comfortably late. Like,
Yeah.
gold cabs are noticeably much earlier. I don't know where the other cab, like other white cab type falls. I know that they're slightly different.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just part of the meta that we have to accept at this point, is that all of the cabinets will feel somewhat different in, you know, there's a global setting that will nominally apply to the same cabinet type everywhere, but you still have to deal with, like, how deep are the pads and how sensitive are the sensors, and has it been modded to make it react faster for the same kind of input.
Definitely. All right. Fun fact about Malia.
It's a J cab then.
He's originally from Pittsburgh, Canada, so it'll be a battle of, like, I guess the old guard of Pittsburgh versus the new guard here. We're both going into the 14s folder.
Well, to be clear, this has buttons that do not have inset arrows, if that answers the question.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
J-Boy, I think you're going to be disappointed to see them play Funky Summer Beach for this first one here. There's a slowdown that they're going to have to reckon with, but I think for people that are pretty comfortable in the 14 folder, this is one that they play a lot.
Yeah.
Kind of, you know, a little bit streamy, but nothing super crazy.
The sync is also noticeably quite early. You know, I think some people play it on the other white cap type just to get it a little more comfortable. Like, the number of times I got a single grade on the first arrow of this thing. Oh. All right, both of them nailing that first step with Marvelous. They're both dialed in really nicely onto the window here. Oh, Nate fumbles that start of the full speed section. Very nice. Yeah, still doing a great job just holding on to all these little strange jumps and gallops. This is another one of those 14s that's not especially demanding in any single section, but the effort of switching between gallops, offbeat jumps, this kind of crossy slow section. Yeah. It really tests your mental stamina.
Ooh, neck and neck. Ooh, Mali's dropping that whole bringing it to a 1-point game.
Yep. Yeah, EX score for freezes is brutal.
Yeah.
Because dropping a hold is the same as missing an arrow.
All right, Nate up by about 6 points now. Pulling into the lead after trailing for most of the top here.
All right, keeping clean on these jumps.
Looking like Nate's going to take song 1 here by 6 points.
That's
Really
super close.
Roller coaster battle we got. We got
29, 2,
29, 2,
1,
and 1.
31, 4, and a miss.
Neither of these scores are anything to see that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, okay. J-Boy, unfortunately, your friend Malia beat out the 116 here. And Nate Bias choosing to beat out the stinkiest of 14s of the draw.
Oh, speaking of early. Ooh.
Yeah. Healing Vision X Special. It's not a 14 that people typically like, but it's kind of just one of the ones that you gotta know if you're playing stuff at this level.
Yeah, it's a classic example of the X Special charts. You know, maybe there's a grand unified theory behind how they were all written, but honestly it feels like they were just trying to write more experimental charts.
Yeah.
And, you know, they landed all over the spectrum in terms of player reception and skill set. This one tests largely just how good are you with continuing to read fast crossovers and handle this super early. Do you know the original well enough to nail the slow section in the middle?
Crisp stomps of this intro here from Nate.
Very nice, yeah.
Picking up a few times.
Yeah. So here, that's a simple knowledge test. Like, do you know to keep hitting at the same speed through the speed up? very much not a chart for a first-time reader.
Wow. Nate really handling jumping around the hold. I think both these players are like very firm jumpers.
Yeah. Malia's form is generally looking a little like lower, a little more controlled, I guess you'd say, but Nate has more than enough stamina to make up for the extra move.
Ooh, both of them handle the burst pretty well.
Yep.
Alright, coming soon to the slowdown.
Nice transition from both of them, but a little shakier after that point. And back to it.
Alright, Nate with a pretty comfortable lead here. Let's see if he can hold on to this.
Yep. Don't count Malia out just yet, though. We've still got
That's true.
some tricky 8th stream. All
Nate
right.
takes it.
Well done.
Alright, so Nate comes out on top of our MA Masters battle.
MA wins.
MA wins. Do you know how many matches we have left? Oh, we got Cyrano's challenge. We got the second spring tournament, tricky 14.
Oh, yeah.
And none of the first, yeah, kind of one of the middle 15. So interesting.
I'm really curious to see how Nate does on second Spring Storm, because, you know, it's infamous mostly because the gallops are so slow that they're easy to rush.
Okay, so Master's going to be picking, I guess, the most stamina-intensive thing here, which makes sense. Nate picking the trickiest thing on the lower end. I like second Spring Storm, and I also like Cernos, which is what they're playing right now.
Yeah. Shout outs to the guy that's not allowed to reference chart writing for a very good chart that he wrote. As with so many 15s, you're mostly looking at a lot of little drills and triples and gallops at a fairly heavy tempo, so this is largely a stamina test. You do have to be careful with all of these little gallops and crossovers, and, you know, what I'm saying basically is that it is not straightforward.
Oh yeah.
But most of the demand is going to be getting your legs to do the thing, not figuring it out.
Absolutely. Sounds like pretty early rates from Nate, but he's still keeping up just with like his extraordinary MA. A 10-point difference.
Yeah. The ending is going to be especially interesting where they ramp up the Baka Baka section with 4/16.
Yeah. Ooh, Nate rushing the end for some of these box runs here.
Yeah.
Might be getting a little tired.
It's going to be his big opportunity to catch up. Just this in the next 30 seconds or so. This is exactly his wheelhouse.
Oh yeah. Although Jack not really dropping the
Yeah, like ultimately, Jack still has to drop some perfects for Nate to get them back. It is rock solid on this run too.
Both these players really locked in here.
All right, yeah.
Looking like Matt is running away with this now.
The consistency on the consistency on Jack's 16ths is really carrying him forward through this match.
All right.
Nicely done.
Tactics on one. Now we move on to second Spring Storm. Really dialing back the speed here. 31 perfect. That's a super good score.
Yeah, that is
Wow.
fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, as LFK mentioned here, second Spring Storm is kind of an infamous 14 in that it is not physically demanding, and that's kind of the problem.
Yep.
You know, especially when you're breaking into 14 PFCs, the thing that a lot of people have is that they are building foot speed, they're building consistency, and getting good at faster runs and fast step jumps. And this song is demanding that you slow it down, that you have mastery over how you hit these arrows. You can't just keep pushing faster.
Gotta be crisp through all the downtime. Neither player with the record on this, actually. Interesting. I mean, I assume Nate at least kind of knows what's up. Based on his protect, but we'll see.
Good solid on the step jump, staying within a couple EX.
Nate handling these block runs is much better than the ones from
Yeah. The part that kills a lot of 14 PFC attempts is the one coming up here, just these gallops. Oh yeah.
Handling these pretty well now.
Yeah. Nate's loud pad smacking coming through nice and crisp on those.
Very nice. Oh, there's high. Wow. Oh, Nate with a bit of a spill there. Oh. Getting a few perfects on the ambiguity, but pull something back here.
Again, like, Jack's MA has gotten so good recently.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's just the nature of the game that for your opponent to gain, you have to lose.
Yes.
And he's just holding right onto that marvelous window and not letting go.
So we've got a bit of an interesting...
Oh no.
They forgot, I forgot. Bit of an interesting situation here.
You keep playing till the screen filter goes away.
Oh, yeah. Nate has beaten Malia. Malia has beaten Master J, and now Master J has beaten Nate.
Ooh.
Kind of leaving Infante, I believe, as like the only person with
oh yeah.
2 victories so far. Let me check the pool to make sure I'm like speaking accurately here, but I believe there's like that kind of like triangle of wins against each other right now.
It's certainly truthy. Oh, I'm gonna take a water break.
Okay.